I wanted to do a quick video to introduce you to what I think is the best diet structure for autism, okay? Now, I put a link down below of some really interesting research on this topic, and if my child had autism, this is where I would start. Now, I'm not going to create all the details with meal plans. I want to give you the big idea, the overview, the percentages of the macros in creating a meal plan for someone with autism. But if you follow this structure, based on the research that I'm seeing, you'll see significant improvement in your child's communication skills, their ability to socialize with other people, their cognitive function, their demeanor, their ability to have self-control. So you might want to try this. Now, the typical ketogenic diet is about 5% carbs, 20% protein, and 75% fat. I'm going to recommend a tweaked ketogenic diet where you're increasing your fat to 80 to 90% fat. And so this is a very similar diet to the diet for kids that have epilepsy, okay? It's called the traditional ketogenic diet, but I'm going to recommend the healthy version of that diet by adding more fat, but keeping the ingredients healthy, because we want to provide the nutrients and we don't want to put these other things in there. Now, I would recommend 25% of these fats being MCT oil, not butter, not ghee, MCT oil. Why? Because MCT oil will give your child ketones immediately, and that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to flood the brain with a massive amount of ketones with a very low amount of glucose, because we have to bypass certain mechanisms that are preventing glucose from feeding the cells. And so this will feed the cells directly, and you'll start to see improvement of the brain tissue pretty quickly. As far as the carbs go, I would recommend bringing the carbs down around 10 to 20 grams, okay? So you're going to have to really pay attention to that. Now, I know that's kind of vague, but I don't want to get into, in this video, counting calories and doing this or that. I just want to kind of give you the overview, and I will do other videos on the more of the details. But when you're doing the MCT oil, you can bypass a lot of mechanisms in the liver and the gallbladder, so the body can then take these ketones directly right in really quick. All right, so we want to do a healthy version of the ketogenic diet. We definitely want to do veggies, non-starchy, a lot of fiber. We want to do a lot of leafy greens or even green powder if your child will not eat vegetables, because we want to add phytonutrients and some of the other nutrients in these greens. I would highly recommend that you don't do any dairy or casein, which is the protein in milk, because it's been found that that can aggravate the brain. Also, you don't want to do any gluten, okay? Don't use any grains. You don't want to do even ghee. Why? Because ghee doesn't have nearly the amount of medium chain triglycerides that MCT oil has, okay, usually from coconuts. And so we want to provide the body the best absorption and the maximum amount of ketones. So roughly you're going to be feeding your child fatty meats, fatty sausage, coconut oil would be a good thing, tallow, which is beef fat, eggs, fatty fish, fatty nuts like pecans and macadamia nuts. And then on top of that, you want to add electrolytes, okay? A really good electrolyte powder without any sugar, B vitamins, preferably from nutritional yeast or another natural source, and trace minerals, okay? That way they can have all the nutrition and be fed the exact right fuel to help repair brain tissue. So stay tuned for more videos on this topic, and go ahead and comment down below. Hey, before you go, if you're benefiting from any of my content, I would love to hear about your success story. Please share it in the link down below.